Well, there are growing concerns that the conflicting reports of the number of Westgate Attack victims could compromise the DNA profiling process. Westgate's Dennis Onsarigo now reports on the ongoing probe and the rising fears that delayed identification of the victims could affect the evidence still being held at the scene of the crime.
Flames from candles still burning near the Westgate shopping mall, 12 days since attackers stormed the mall. Next to the candles that have been burning day and night is a mall turned into a crime scene. A place that 2 weeks ago was a leisure spot of choice for thousands in the city. 67 is the figure the government has provided as the number of those who died in the deadly Saturday attack. But details are scanty about the identity of those killed here. So is the number of those missing and suspected to have been caught up in the attack. Apart from the details of Kenyan nationals killed here, the government has not been keen in making public the photos and names of foreigners. The United Kingdom at first said it had lost 3 of their own, but the number has since risen to 6, with conflicting reports on the number of American citizens killed. Away from the mall is the delicate process of matching DNA samples of remains of 10 people, which were recovered from the mall, with experts warning time could be running out.
When you have fresh samples, a profile can be generated within 2 days. When you have degraded samples, it requires much more time. If you're dealing with more difficult tissue types or sample types, you could even be looking at several months. We'll generate a profile, very much like a fingerprint. You're looking at a DNA print. And this profile basically says this is who this individual is in terms of their genetic makeup.
Indeed, the Kenyan security agencies have admitted they do not have the bodies of 5 slain men accused of raining terror on innocent victims. Experts are painting a grim picture.
There'll be cases where you have an incomplete profile because of the nature of the body. Maybe it was too far degraded that does not yield any usable DNA. So that is a possibility. There's also the possibility that the person you're looking for, the person that you're being tested against, is not your kin, and that is why there's no match.
The Kenyan government has not maintained a list of missing persons. The Kenya Red Cross Society has given the figure of 39 people still reported missing. Without reference samples, efforts to get a closure on the Westgate Mall attack by identifying the still faceless attackers could turn out to be one long undertaking.
They'll use tissues. If tissue samples are still intact, they will use hair, they could use teeth, muscle, bone, nails, fluids. If body fluids are still present, then they could also use those.
Forensic teams are yet to gain access to a section of the mall where it is suspected there could be more bodies buried under the rubble. There are now genuine fears and concerns that bodies, if any, continue to be holed up under the rubble. Investigators are likely to return with a negative result from samples collected from here. There are also murmurs among international investigators that Kenyan authorities are not doing much. Dennis Onsarigo, KTN, at the Westgate Mall.